Dear educators, a very warm welcome to Viewpoint, an all new initiative from TeacherTribe.world, a continuing effort to engage teachers in meaningful ways and to create platforms of expression for educators across the world. Viewpoint will be one platform where all you educators come together, share your thoughts, express your feelings, and debate over your viewpoints. Presenting this is a noted and popular host, Miss Rashmi Furtado, perhaps not needing an introduction to many of you, as she has been a prolific quiz host over the last decade, co-hosting programs like the Tata Crucible, the RBI Quiz, TCS Inquisitive, just to name a few. She is also the co-founder of Teacher Tribe and has created this platform over the last many years into a meaningful arena for teachers to interact. Ladies and gentlemen, we are truly delighted to present before you your host and anchor, Miss Rashmi Fardado.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third semi-final of the World Teachers Debate Viewpoint, brought to you by TeacherTribe.world. This is the very first season of this debate Viewpoint. As Teacher Tribe, we have created different platforms to engage with all of you teachers and educators, a variety of platforms starting from poetry contests to essay writing to photography to a quiz that we have been doing for 5 years now. We are getting into the 6th season of the quiz. And with all of this, we thought we must bring in something new for all you educators for 2026. And that is how this debate Viewpoint was born. So today, all of you are here joining us in the third semi-final, but we've already completed the first 2 semi-finals and identified the winners who have made it through into that big finale that's coming up. All these contestants, of course, have gone through preliminary rounds of screening and after that qualified into these semi-finals. From each of the semi-finals, one winner makes it through into the grand finale. So let's get to know our contestants better. Let me quickly introduce them to you and then move into the semi-final. Before we do that, we of course have to recognize the partners who have supported us through this entire journey with all you educators, Grey Caps, Global Forum for Teacher Excellence, and FindTeachers.in. All platforms created specifically for teachers and educators. Let's move in to get to know our contestants. Let me introduce our first finalist of the day. Joining us all the way from Jamshedpur representing Taropur School is Subarna Chaudhary.
Hello everyone, good morning.
Moving on to our second finalist of the day. Joining us from Mumbai representing Sri Sri Ravishankar Vidya Mandir Ullas Nagar is Priya Chawla.
Hello everybody, it's great to be here.
Moving on to our third finalist of the day, representing St. Mary's School from Pune, Shamaila Khan. And completing this lineup for us here today, joining us from Coimbatore, representing the Samskara Academy, is Karuna Murthy. We also have an amazing panel of jury members who have joined us here today. We have Ms. Rasika Shetty, who's joined us all the way from Sydney. Of course, in today's digital world, it's not really that difficult, but one needs to account for the change in time zones. Rasika has joined us from Sydney. We have Mr. Bipin Jacob, who has joined us from Mangalore, and Ms. Varsha Prasad, who is joining us from Bangalore. I will, of course, give you a detailed introduction of all of them a little later. For now, let us move into the first round of the semi-final. Coming up is me in 30 seconds. Here we go. pretty sure by now you do know what this round is all about since you've already watched the first and the second semi-final. But let me give you a quick reminder. It's not only about introducing themselves. Our finalists have to keep in mind that if they had to advertise themselves, what would they do? What would they say in 30 seconds? So let's quickly see what our contestants have to say. Let's start with Subarna. Subarna, you have 30 seconds of time to introduce yourself, basically advertise about yourself. The 30 seconds of time starting now.
Good morning, everyone. Descartes says, cogito ergo sum, Latin for I think, therefore I am. So here I am, Subarna Chaudhary, faculty of Tanapur School. I can think for today and for tomorrow, practically and humanely. I also try to ensure that we practice what we plan, along with paying equal attention to personal growth and national progress. Thank you.
Wonderful, short and sweet, and quoting some really nice lines there is Subarna. Let's move on to our next finalist of the day. Ms. Priya Chawla, you have 30 seconds of time. Please go ahead.
Hello, everybody, respected jury members. It's very great to be here, to be the part of this viewpoint, the world's debate competition. I'm a passionate early years educator with the professional qualifications of in ECCA and DET. And I have chosen this job of teaching. It's not my job, actually, it's my calling. I have chosen this not by chance, but by choice. I am a great optimist person, and I strongly believe that age is just a number. That means we can be ready to learn at any age. Learning cannot stop with the age. Okay, now I am so and so, I have to stop. So that's my strong belief that age is just a number. We can go for learning at any age, and everything is a teacher in life. In a nutshell, I would also say that communication skills and grammatical skills are my greatest strengths. That's what I had to put for me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Priya. Wonderful to see an optimist like you speak of age is just a number. I think many of us need to believe in that, strongly believe in that. For now, let us move into our third finalist of today, Shamaila Khan. Ma'am, it's your time to introduce yourself. 30 seconds of time for you. Please go ahead.
They say life is a stage, but I'm the one who teaches students how to own it. I'm Shumaila Khan, born and raised in the vibrant city of Pune. As an English and speech and drama teacher, I don't just teach words. I teach presence, confidence, and persuasion. So if you're looking for a blend of academic precision and dramatic flair, then I am your winning script. Let's make this competition, every second of this competition count. Thank you.
It's wonderful to have someone with a dramatic flair in a debate. I really hope for an amazing debate round here today. Let's see what happens. For now, let's move into our final contestant of the day, Ms. Karuna Murthy. Ma'am, you have 30 seconds of time. Please go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Karuna. My pronouns are she, her, and it's very difficult to follow up after Shumaila Khan. Ma'am, I'm a teacher and a storyteller. I love to read everything from comics to the classics or even the back of a shampoo bottle. I love dogs and elephants. I like to eat. I love to travel. As the daughter of a naval officer, I've lived all over the country in various bases. So I don't belong anywhere, or maybe I belong everywhere. No roots anywhere. I think it's necessary for us to keep learning, as Priya ma'am said. I also think that we should never lose our sense of wonder, and I think it's so important to be kind. Kindness is the most important human trait, according to me. That's me, I think, in a little over 30 seconds. Best of luck to all of us. I'm already having a lot of fun. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Believe me, sometimes, I mean, in today's day and age, it is important for us to belong everywhere, all over the country, and not to just one particular place. But wonderful. I think we have some really interesting people, interesting educators who have joined us here today. I can't wait to move ahead and get to know more about their points of view. So let's move on to a second round, point of view. Here we go. Okay, so we have a few topics that we would be giving our educators who have joined us here, but there is a slight catch, a little bit of a change from what we usually do. So what we've told them, the perspective that they need to take is that all of them together are the council of leaders. And what does this council do? They decide topmost priorities for all the countries to follow every year. So this particular council of leaders has to decide on what is the topmost priority that all the countries in the world have to follow in 2026. Let's have the topics on screen. All right, climate action, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, responsible consumption and production, quality education, decent work, and economic growth. We have 6 topics for the 4 of them. All of them have a lot of choices here today. However, if they want to repeat certain points, it's okay. We will not hold that against them. But they have to remember that they're basically, as a council of leaders, they need to justify why their choice of the topic or their choice of priorities has to be the topmost for this entire year for all the nations. One more thing to remember, ladies and gentlemen, all these topics are already a part of United Nations SDGs. So we have chosen the topics from what is already 17 SDGs or 17 priorities that the United Nations has given the entire world. So for now, let us go back into our finalists and see what they have to say in this entire round. They have a minute's time to speak in this particular round. I request all of you to please stick to the time limit that has been given to you. Let us start with Ms. Karuna for this round. We'll go the other way around. Karuna ma'am, which topic would you like to speak on?
Responsible consumption and production.
Wonderful, and very interesting topic, and something that I think human beings of all ages need to know. So, ma'am, you have a minute's time on this topic. Your time starting now.
This is goal 12 of the 17 SDGs, and I think this is the one that will wrap up everything and keep everything within it. Let me start with a few F words, starting with food. We walk into any supermarket, the shelves are groaning under the weight of too many products that are just produced. We buy them, we don't consume them, we just waste them. The second thing is fashion. There are 3,000 t-shirts and pants, jeans with holes, without holes, bullet ridden. I don't know why we have so many clothes. There are Black Friday sales. There are incredible number of discounts, and we are all tempted to buy. There's excessive production, there's excessive consumption. Do we really need to shop for every occasion? This sari that I'm wearing is 30 years old. I can wear it for another 20, and then I can turn it into a hammock for my grandchild, God willing. Then after it frays, it can become a cleaning cloth. Then it can become a dusting cloth. There's no wastage. I'm supporting culture and tradition. Fuel. A president was kidnapped overnight. Why? Because of fuel, so that we can produce more fuel when we have nature's bounty already available to us. Finances, projects being built at the cost of the environment. All this excessive consumption and production is mankind's greed that is threatening to consumers. Countries have to pull back, producers have to pull back, consumers have to pull back. Otherwise, all this is just going to consume us. That's my point of view.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Karuna. I must say she basically redefined the F words. I really like that perspective that she took. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you in the beginning of this round that, especially when they introduced themselves, that I'm really interested to see the kind of points of view that they're going to put across. And I can't wait for the rest of them to speak. So let's move on to our next finalist. Ms. Shumaila, which topic would you like to speak on, ma'am?
Gender equality.
Gender equality. All right, you have a minute's time for this topic. Please go ahead.
So, distinguished members of the council, as we navigate the complexities of 2026, our greatest challenge isn't a lack of resources, it's a lack of participation. Therefore, the topmost priority I propose for every nation this year is economic parity for women. Why? Because currently women carry out 3 times more unpaid care work than men. And the gender pay gap remains like a terrible scar on our economy. We are essentially running the world at half capacity. So by ensuring equal pay, securing property rights, and investing in the care economy, we don't just help women, we unlock a $342 trillion boost to the global GDP. Gender equality is not just a women's issue. It is the master key to solving priority, hunger, and climate resilience. If a mother is empowered, her children are educated, her community is fed. Let our legacy be this. We hold the power to change the world from it. For a stronger planet, let us choose equality. So, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Let's move on to our third finalist of today, Ms. Priya. Which topic would you like to speak on?
Yes, once again, good morning, everybody. I would like to speak on quality education.
Please go ahead.
Quality education, where when basic education leaves off, the quality education begins there. What I feel is that many times it happens that a graduate person also, when he's asked to speak a few lines or tell a story, he's not able to tell that story. Why? Because the basic education was given, classrooms and basic learning was given. But the quality education was not given to the child when he was quite young. So quality education picks up where basic education leaves off. It's not just about reading books. It's about learning how to think, act, and grow. Like Nelson Mandela said that education is the most powerful weapon that can change the world. So when we shift from basic education to the quality education, definitely it steps creative thinking, critical thinking, and problem solving abilities into a child. The government, this job only can be done with the teachers. So what I feel is that the government should invest money in educating the teachers here, because quality education not only gives reading and all, but it makes those people, the citizens, will grow a empathetic citizen world. It is very important for the world in 2026. If we focus from basic education to the quality education, definitely we will be able to create more better citizens, and the world can move forward. So definitely the world will success if the education is shifted from basic education to the quality education.
Wonderful.
So training of the educators is the most important thing, so that they can provide quality education for the better citizens in the future. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, ma'am. So let's have Subarna complete this round for us. Subarna, which topic would you want to speak on?
Here I'm going to twin with Karuna ma'am because I'm also choosing responsible consumption and
Please.
production.
Please go ahead.
From the perspective of Gandhi, a global leader, the earth, the air, land, and water is not an inheritance from our ancestors. It's on loan from our children. So let us hand it over to them at least the way we received them. In this world of rapid progress at the cost of natural wealth, sustainable development is the key. With great power comes great responsibility. Along with our great technological power, we need to use our resources responsibly. We need to resist our selfish instincts of consuming everything that comes our way so that our successors can live and thrive happily instead of just survive. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well spoken there, Subarna. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Council of Leaders speaking to all of us on what our topmost priority should be for 2026. Well, time for us to move into the next round. Let's move on to the third round and the most awaited round of this semi-final, War of Words. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the third semi-final of the World Teachers Debate Viewpoint Season 1, brought to you by teachertribe.world. Now it's time for us to move into the third round of the semi-final. This round is all about the debate. But let's first get to know what the topic is. Topic coming up on your screen. All workplaces in India should implement uniforms. Well, I do realize that already the manufacturing sectors already have uniforms that they have, and probably some of the sales force in India also follow certain type of dress code, not necessarily uniform. But we are talking about each and every workplace, each and every work environment in our country following and implementing uniforms. Let's see what our finalists have to say about this. We will first have each of them put forth their points of view, their individual points of view in a minute's time. And after that, we will move into the debate round. I request all the finalists to please stick to the minute's time. In this round, if you cross beyond a minute, I will stop you. And anything you say beyond that minute's time will not be considered for your evaluation. So please ensure that you stick to that minute's time and probably pick out your most impactful points for that 1 minute. So let's start with Subarna again. Subarna, you have a minute's time for this topic. Please go ahead.
I feel uniforms should be a part of all workplaces innovatively, if not in the traditional way. Uniforms, as the very word suggests, promotes equality, uniformity, by dismissing all the differences. It fosters unity and togetherness, and it also adds a touch of suave professionalism. But there might be a second thought that uniforms are not affordable and sometimes not comfortable for everyone. It might not be suitable for all professions. As such, token uniforms like a badge, an armband, a blazer, or an ID card can serve the same purpose. So it will preserve individual independence as well as collective uniformity. Thank you.
Wonderful. She's actually before time. She didn't exceed, but she was before time. Thank you, Subarna. Well expressed there. Let's move on to our next finalist. Priya ma'am, it's your time to put forth your views. You have a minute's time on the topic. Please go ahead.
Okay. I also agree that the uniform should be implemented in all the workplaces. Firstly, uniforms bring a sense of equality, and they eradicate the status differences, income differences, and the fashions also disappears here. Secondly, the uniforms build a strong professional identity. It represents the institution where the workplace. Okay. And thirdly, it saves the time and the stress. What to wear the every next day. Each next day, what should be worn. That's a big stress. So it eradicates that stress also. And I would say it promotes unity, efficiency, and professionalism. Yes, I agree that it's unaffordable. Many times it may happen that it's not affordable for all the employers. But then a badge can go on, like our contestant said, a badge or any logo can go on with the dress. But again, the stress
Ms. P,
returns
I
back.
will have to stop you. You have exceeded the time limit. All right, let's move on to our next finalist for the day. Shumaila ma'am, it's your time to express your thoughts. You have a minute's time. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Even though I agree with Priya ma'am and Suvarna ma'am, I would go against the topic. So I disagree with the blanket implementation. In a creative and modern economy, personal expression is vital for employees' morale, So, and India's climate varies drastically, so a standard uniform might be really uncomfortable in the humidity of Mumbai or Chennai and or the heat of Delhi. So forcing uniforms can feel restrictive and may not align with the flexibility and the definition of modern culture, especially in creative spaces.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Shumaila. She's also before time. Let's move on to our final contestant here today. Ms. Karuna, you have a minute's time, ma'am. Please go ahead.
While I agree with Priya ma'am and Subarna, I'm going to go ahead with what Shumaila ma'am said. I think when I heard the term workplaces and uniforms, it brought the picture of 1984 and George Orwell, where everyone is marching in unison, and it's almost like a dictatorial sort of setup where everyone dresses the same way, and you're not allowed to express your individuality or creativity. I think children spend their entire life in uniforms now. Even colleges have uniforms. I agree, it's a cost saver, it's a time saver. But in workplaces, as you also said, if there is a dress code, employees can be permitted to wear whatever they like. And like I said earlier, that's the only way we can support our local handloom, our local culture, our tradition. We can express ourselves.
Karuna, I will have to stop you. You have exceeded the minute's time already.
I don't think uniforms should be implemented. Thank you.
Moving into the debate itself, they have 6 minutes of time to debate on this topic. As of what we have understood here, 2 of them are for the topic and 2 are against. So let's see what happens. 6 minutes of time. I will not interfere in the debate and steer the debate in any manner. We would appreciate and encourage you to arrive at a conclusion towards the end of the debate. However, we will not hold it against you if you're not able to arrive at a conclusion. Okay? 6 minutes of time. I will let you know at the end of 5 minutes that you have a minute more. And after that, after 6th minute, you will have to stop debating, and anything you say beyond that will not be considered. Okay? Good luck to all of you. The topic of the day, all workplaces in India should implement uniforms. Let's see what our contestants have to say. The floor is open for the debate. Please go ahead.
Yes, as I said in the beginning, that uniforms may not be implemented in the traditional manner, but it can be implemented in an innovative manner. Okay, so as to bring in a collective uniformity, but also give way to personal expression.
But don't uniforms do exactly the opposite of that? They don't give space for personal expression. I mean, it's like, you're suppressing traditional and cultural expression. That's the whole purpose of a uniform. So, your individuality is hampered because all of you are dressed in the same way, however you modify it. Whatever like modern things you want to add to it, but everybody is wearing the same thing. So your individual, especially in a creative space, your individuality, I feel, is lost somewhere in that uniform.
Yes. To add to that, if ma'am is speaking about creative spaces, I'm also thinking of these huge IT cube farms where everyone is sitting behind a screen, and work is pretty is drudgery most of the time. You're coding or you're sitting inside in an air conditioned space. Sometimes you don't look up and you don't see someone else for a few hours. Imagine if everyone is in the same color, if everyone is dressed the same way. All you see is everyone that looks the same. You're basically sitting in a cloner's paradise. So the only thing that will make you stand out, that will make you smile, is somebody wearing a beautiful red sari, or maybe maybe someone walks in and it's her birthday, so she's wearing a bright yellow, or it's a special occasion, there's a festival, so you're all dressed in traditional wear.
Yes,
So
ma'am,
I
I
think
agree. Agree
uniforms
with your point.
will just take away
But
that little spice of life that clothes bring to us. It'll take away that individuality and make the workplace even more dreary than it already is for many people.
Hello. I don't think that, as Shamla ma'am said, that individuality is lost. In fact, if you are in the uniform, you can look beyond the body, beyond the structure. What is the real self? You can look. And secondly, stress matters a lot in nowadays world. The stress is lost of what we will be wearing the next day. And if you are in uniforms, there will be no complex given to the co-workers. She is rich, that's why she is wearing hi-fi clothes and all daily. And now, if everybody is
exactly that's
equal,
what I
there will be
was
no
saying.
barrier of rich and poor, as well as there will be no complexes given to each other. The real thing that is to work together, and that will bring a sense of unity. Like, I'm a teacher, this is the my school uniform which I'm wearing today, because I need to move for the school after this. But because we are wearing this uniform, we never look each other, Arey wow, she is beautiful, she is wearing good dress and all. Matlab, we just work together because we are all similar. So that sense of equality is a must in the workplace. That's what I believe.
Okay,
That's all.
Yes,
if you're
I
going to
agree
make all uniforms the same, then the next step would be accessories. So if I'm going to wear a very expensive watch, I'm going to fill my hands with bangles, wear the dangliest earrings possible, color my hair in all sorts of shades, wear expensive shoes. Okay, uniforms are the same, but can you stop with accessories, or then are you going to say no bangles, no rings, no nose rings, no bindis, nothing? Are you going to stop that as well so that everyone looks the same? Then what
No,
is the
absolutely not.
Maybe in
We
2026
both
such
have a
law comes.
pockets where
Maybe
allow their uniform allows self-expression. A uniform is with a positive intention of bringing in a kind of similarity where we do not have any kind of a fear that today I'm wearing this dress. I might not be in equality with my peers. Just to bring that down, this uniform has been introduced. It has a positive intention, but it does allow pockets of self expression, just like our earrings, maybe a band, a bracelet, a watch, a pendant. So these are small pockets where the uniform does allow your self expression. And as I have also mentioned that complete head to toe uniform may not be necessary in all professions. We can just have a badge, just like IT sectors are implementing ID cards. Most of the places they do not prescribe a complete uniform. That is where they bring in the uniform and self expression together so that the purpose of uniform is served but without retarding the self expression. As I
Honestly, honestly, the thing is that as an individual, I would love to have a choice to choose what I need to wear every day. Instead of having a set of clothes, which I like Priya ma'am also said that the stress of deciding every day, but then the stress of maintaining that stress or the set of clothes also is every day. You've got the laundry and
Teachers, you have a
maintaining that
minute's
particular
time.
set of uniform.
but maintaining the daily different clothes also is a kind of same stress. So maintenance is not a stress, I
You've got
think.
choice, you've got a variety. And honestly, if somebody praises me, that boosts my morale for that day. I perform better. So, if I am on an equality, that is all I feel it's a state of mind. So like you can bank on a simple dress with the accessories and look as rich as anybody. So you have the option of choices, the options that I have or the choices that I have, that makes me more confident at my workplace.
If you want to enjoy the choices, you can go with the accessories. Let the uniform. Let's have a balance. Choices ही बात करनी है तो you can go with the accessories. Make a choices of accessories that suits your uniform. Why to shift our clothes?
You spoke about uniform being the leveler and everyone wears the same thing, so they all look the same, they're all equal. Now suppose I come in with the most expensive watch and I start flaunting it around, even if my uniform is the same. How does that promote equalities? That's what I said earlier. Then the next step will be, okay, no more accessories.
All right,
Everyone has to come
teachers,
sans accessories and
teachers, your time is
completely
up.
only in uniforms.
Your time is
I
up.
think I agree with Shumaila ma'am about choice, and equality is also a state of mind.
Okay, Karun ma'am, you'll
If
have
we
to
are
stop. Your time is up. You all have exceeded the time that has been given to you. All right. Well, ladies and
Thank you.
gentlemen, that was quite an interesting debate. I don't know if school students would debate this much about uniforms or no uniforms, but the teachers are definitely debating about that, and they have a lot of interesting perspectives on that. I must tell all our contestants, I think you should show this episode to your students and see what they have to say about uniforms, because uniforms at a school means, or no uniforms at a school is very different from uniforms or no uniforms at a workplace. So your perspectives or their perspectives can be very different. All right. Time for us to move into the final round of this semi-final. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move into jury time. Ladies and gentlemen, like I promised, I will introduce our jury members in detail to you. Let me start with Ms. Rasika Shetty, who is joining us from Sydney, Australia. She's currently working at Microsoft, and she's a brand and e-commerce specialist who works at Microsoft in Sydney. She is as an e-commerce professional, she is skilled in implementing promotional campaigns, optimizing search engine rankings, implementing effective product marketing strategies, and she pays attention to detail, excellent organization skills, and she is experienced for over a decade in B2B environments, and she's engaged with close to 150 schools which cater to more than 250,000 children. This, of course, was before she moved to Microsoft. She was working in another industry back then. While she worked in the education industry, she launched the e-commerce portal, and she also she was heading the new product development under that particular vertical, and has released more than 20 brands, which accounted to about 50% of the brand's revenue. Over and above that, Rasika loves her TV shows. If I'm not wrong, she was a huge fan of Star Trek and Star World. I don't know if she still is, but she would watch that a lot. I've known her before for a long time now. So that's Rasika for you. Rasika, thank you so much for joining us here today, despite the time difference and despite it being a working day. Let's move on to our second jury member, Mr. Bipin Jacob. He's a director who currently oversees brand consulting at Lycora in Mangalore. He kicked off his career in Bangalore with stints at Ogilvy, Mudra DDB, and Star TV, among others. He was working in Dubai for some time, and there he was working with Bates BPG and Lapis Communications as Senior Creative Director. He has over 2 decades of experience in advertising and strategic communication, and Bipin's proudest accomplishments lie in his work on advocacy campaigns that span across South and Central Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. Across his experience, he has won several awards for different projects across sectors such as banking, hospitality, fashion, IT, liquor, and FMCG brands. And Bipin also has helped conceive and develop the Middle East first transmedia drama series for MBC, the region's largest broadcast network. And he is he's an enthusiast when it comes to filmmaking. He's trying his hand with directing, and he is a script writer as well. And he does this over and above his normal working hours that he usually puts in. Bipin, thank you so much for joining us here today as a jury member. Let's move on.
Thank you.
Let's move on to our third jury member here today, Ms. Varsha Prasad. She is the senior editor of teachertribe.world, and she's been in this segment for over a decade now. She is also the product head and has developed many products for school students, and also releases a magazine for school teachers every month. And she's been doing this for the past 5 years. She's a voracious reader. She loves her food and also is a huge Harry Potter fan. Ask her anything from any of the books, she will have a response for you. That's Varsha for you. Varsha, thank you so much for joining us here today. Let's get started with the jury round. The jury members will, of course, question each of the finalists who are here today, one each. So let me start with Rasika. Rasika, whom would you like to speak to?
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. Thanks for the introduction, Rashmi. My question would be directed to Karuna ma'am.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So you had spoken about the topic about responsible consumption and production. And I really love the way that you put together the F words. That was really impressive. And I did notice that you focused on the problems that we are facing and that we need to address them. But if I were to ask you to choose one of the four, the food, fashion, fuel, finances, if you were to choose one of them and think of what would be the possible solutions that you would like to put forth, what would they be? That's my question.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to focus on fashion because that's where I feel the waste is the maximum. And we have the question of real water as well as virtual water. And as in the production of denim, for example, you need gallons, maybe 1 billion gallons of water. You have products that are created for every, I mean, they fulfill some sort of fashion picture, and everyone around the world is wearing the same kind of clothes, whether it is relevant to the region or not. It comes from somebody's sketchbook and it goes into every country. The fabric that is used is not climate specific. It is not region specific. It is combined with a whole lot of artificial material like rayon or artificial fibers that do not degrade. You also have the problem of and they don't last very long. And so when it's thrown away, it just ends up on somebody's beach somewhere, and then you have people who are cleaning up that mess. So to get to the solution of the problem, to get to the solution, I would say that we have to impose restrictions on producers and tell them to cut back on their production. You have to reduce the number of sales that are offered by consumers. There has to be a curb on the kind of rampant online availability of so many products. Maybe like we have a water meter or a gas meter or a meter at home, we need to have also an inbuilt meter on our checkbooks or our Google Pay accounts. So once we cross, as consumers, if we cross a certain threshold every month based on our income, maybe we should be warned, okay, stop spending. Maybe it sounds a bit restrictive, but I think producers need to stop producing, consumers need to stop buying, and also governments, if it has to get to that, they have to, I don't know, impose taxes and cesses on companies that continue to produce, even despite all the restrictions. That is my recommendation. And of course, going back to traditional wear, to support the local artisan, to support the local weaver. That to me is the end benefit of it all.
Wonderful. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rasika.
Okay.
Bipin, whom would you like to speak to?
I think I'd like to direct this question to Priya.
Shriya.
The question I'd like to ask is, while you were against, you were for uniforms in the workplace, school, like if you go a step back and if you look at some of the schools, like say Rishi Valley, they don't even have uniforms for kids. and those kids turn out very well. Or I mean, they at least these kind of schools, they claim to have better students passing out because they're well grounded. They have a worldview. They don't have uniforms. So, what are your thoughts on that at a school level?
Yes, school level also. Yes, thank you, sir, for asking. The school level, I feel uniform is a must because some children can afford uh, best stationaries, also best chalo shoes, best bags, compass box. And if they wear a same uniform, so that inferiority complex will not rise into the other children's mind. If somebody is having good accessories, bags, compass box, stationaries, but at least the uniform is same. So when they come from the different backgrounds, for poor backgrounds or rich background, that status level, the income of the parents, the status level is can be eradicated. It can be erased. It brings the sense of uniform equal. It brings equality and otherwise what I feel is kahin na kahin somewhere the child may suffer from complexion. He may get that complexion looking to the other children's clothes and accessories, but if the
Right.
uniform is there, that complexion can be eradicated, and that brings a very impact on the brain if the uniform is not there.
Right. But it could be argued that it actually prepares them for the reality of life, when they're out of their homes and in the real world. I mean, you're preparing them in a sense if you don't have a uniform that, there is going to be prejudice, there's going to be people looking at you differently, but that maybe will help them develop better.
I don't agree with this that it will help them better because they have their tender minds, small minds at present, soft minds. Let's not hammer them with this status and income levels at that age. So what I feel is level wise, let them be in uniforms at this age. Gradually, in the workplaces, it may differ, but we're in the school level, let them be in their uniforms only, so that their tender, soft minds will not be hammered with this status and income levels at this age. That's what I feel.
Fair enough.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Vipin.
sir.
Varsha, go ahead. Whom would you like to speak to?
Hi, teachers. I thoroughly enjoyed each and every second of this debate. Congratulations to all of you in the first place. My question is to Ms. Shumaila. I'm borrowing on the thing that Ms. Karuna spoke about kindness in her first round. So, in a world where IQ is leading, how important do you think EQ is, emotional quotient, for both children and teachers?
Thank you, ma'am. For me, emotional quotient, I feel, is more important than IQ, especially in, EQ should be high, especially in men. Since we are, and we should start that from the school level, training boys, because I spoke about gender equality as well. So, relating that to kindness, I mean, of course, that is an emotion that comes from the heart, compassion that comes from the heart, and therefore, I feel if your IQ is, you may know everything in the world, but if you don't have the passion, if you don't have the zeal, for your stuff or for day-to-day, whatever you're engaging in, if you don't have the passion for that, then what is the point of having a high IQ? So the emotional quotient plays, I think, a major role in all, especially men, to understand where everybody comes from, especially women. So that would be.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
ma'am.
Shumaila. Thank you, Varsha. Rasika, Varsha, ladies, is it okay if I give the last question to the lone gentleman who's here throughout the semi-final? Is that okay? We have just Subarna left. Bipin, thank you so much, both of you. Bipin, you could please go ahead and question Subarna.
Right. Yeah, I think we're just following on the arguments that Karuna and Shumaila made. I feel, I kind of agree with the points they made. saying that where do you draw the line? There's accessories, there's uniform, so it's not really serving a purpose, is what I feel. Would you want to defend that further?
Yes, so uniforms were introduced with a positive intention so that they erase the differences of culture, mainly the economic difference. They had a positive intention, the introduction of uniforms. But in certain cases, uniforms may not become the ultimate goal of becoming a part of the workplace or the school. But yes, in a very tender age, as in the schools, the uniform makes them brings a sense of belonging. Apart from becoming equal or uniform with their peers, it also makes them a part of the school. That I am a part of the school. So the school here, the logo I am wearing, the sweater, the shirt, this belongs to my school. And there is a connection, the first connection which the child makes. And same way in a workplace as well, the company or the institution starts making family bonds with the people, and this bond can make the person's work become a bit more less disturbing or boring for him if he can feel that I'm not working here just because I have to, but because I am connected. A human touch can be a part of uniform as well. Apart from equalizing, uniform also sometimes serves this purpose.
Wonderful.
All right.
The sense
Thank
of
you.
belonging, connection.
Thank you, Suparna. Thank you,
Thank you.
Vipin. Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, we have reached the end of the third semi-final of the World Teachers Debate Viewpoint. Like I said, we have to identify one winner who will now qualify to the grand finale of this debate, the first season of this debate. So we will now adjourn with our jury members and figure out who that winner is. As far as all our viewers are concerned, we of course have a fourth semi-final that is coming up, so you don't go anywhere. And if you haven't watched the first and second semi-final, please go back and watch them. These educators have a lot to say about each and every topic that we have thrown at them. So we will see you in the fourth semi-final. This is Rashmi Furtado signing off. You take care. And the winner of the third semi-final of the World Teachers Debate Viewpoint Season 1 is Miss Karuna Murthy from Samskara Academy, Coimbatore. Congratulations to you, and you will now move to the grand finale.